When we release expectation and find more to be grateful for, happiness fills our heart and soul with a light so bright we literally shine from the inside out.
Hi, I'm Melinda Van Fleet, and welcome to the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. I'm an author, speaker, and success coach who helps women believe in themselves, build confidence, and take action. In 2009, my husband Ryan and I were laid off at the same time, and we moved to the Florida Keys without jobs, not knowing anyone, hardly any money, and we never even been here. But we made it. And now, not every day is sunshine and rainbows, but we're living our best lives. All along in our journey, I've always said that someday when we get our shit together, we will help others. So each week, my intent is to be relatable and bring you tactical tips, tools, share my learnings and stories that can help inspire or transform you wherever you are in your career or general life and make an impact. I strongly believe that if I can do it, you can do it too. So what's stopping you? Real quick, before we begin, I am super excited about the release of my first book, Confidence Mastery for Couples, a roadmap to a more intimate relationship. And this book releases March 9th. Stay tuned for more about it and other confidence-related books that I will be releasing every 3 months. And I'm going to put a link to my website in the show notes. Now on to the podcast. Thanks in advance for listening. Welcome everyone to the Good Karma Success Coach podcast. Thank you in advance for tuning in today. I am so excited on many levels to introduce this guest to you. Her name is Anna Pereira, and she is the founder of the Wellness Universe and the CEO of Soul Ventures, which is a women-owned business where her mission is to make the world a better place. She's an inspirational leader, mentor, and connector for business owners who are changing the world. And as an author and creator of wellness events, projects, and programs, Anna is an expert at showcasing, promoting, and supporting the world's most talented wellness professionals. Welcome, Anna.
Oh my gosh, Melinda, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, and I am so excited you are joining me today. For the audience, because they probably don't know this, I am a member of the Wellness Universe. My friend Deborah Lupian had told me about WU over the summer, and I joined it so quickly. I was like, oh my gosh, this is just such an awesome platform and community. So I have been blogging on the site, taking part in classes, and Anna and 25 fabulous authors are about to release their second book. And the book series title is The Wellness Universe Guide to Complete Self-Care. And the second book, which is coming out February 11th, is on happiness. So I wanted to have Anna on to talk all things, give a little bit of history about herself, and then we'll talk about Wellness Universe and also talk about books. So I'm kicking it off to you.
Oh, thank you, Melinda. You are just the greatest. And I'm so grateful you're a member of the Wellness Universe. You're just so fantastic. And you know, what's really great about our relationship, I really got to know you because you show up. And those who show up really set themselves up for success. And we really create this family environment and this, really meaningful connection and way that we support each other. And this is why I love, building the Wellness Universe with members like you, because we're just making the world a better place together. We have so much value to give. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for saying that. That's really kind. And you've been a delight to get to know too. So I'm very honored. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. So it all started way back when. I won't take you back that far.
Because you do have a lot of good stuff.
Thank you. Well, you know what? In the introduction of the happiness book, I really go into how I manifested my life from 36 forward. And that is an important piece to read in the book, the introduction, because that'll really inspire anybody, especially when you're in that age when you feel like, oh God, just nothing is going my way. And, I'm still single and, I'm not in the career that I want to be in. And just stuff is just not working out. So I really encourage everybody to read that piece of that story that's here. But I want to fast forward a little bit just to tell you a little bit more about what that did for my life. So that shows how I shifted gears and started the manifestation process and brought my husband to me. And I didn't use any witchery. Or any voodoo spell.
Like little dolls or anything?
No voodoo dolls. I didn't, have any priest or priestess from a different country who solicited me on Facebook, do a magic spell or anything like that. I did it all for myself, and it says exactly what I did in the intro. So that's really inspiring. But so where that led me was in 2013. I was fast forwarding through a lot of stuff, but I was inspired to create the Wellness Universe. It came to me like boom, like a download. Like I was on Facebook with a super successful page. At that time, I was probably at like 350,000 followers. I was creating inspirational memes and really networking with a lot of pages. They're getting shared, getting 1 million shares on some of my memes on Facebook, my inspirational memes on Circles of Inspiration by Anna Pereira. And from there, it just hit me like a voice spoke to me and said, there needs to be a place for people who are changing the world, and you're the one to do it. So I was like, oh, okay, no, not a big deal. Not a big deal. I'll just build an entire platform and, they will come, right? So I talked this over with actually I kept it to myself for a little while. And then I brought it to a friend of mine who was in this space. And she was like, oh my gosh, Anna, that's brilliant. And then I waited a couple months. I brought it to somebody else. And then once I brought it to them, I onboarded a few women to kick this project off. And then we created a Facebook group to bring together people who are changing the world in 2014. We launched the first site in 2015 that was basically a directory of Facebook pages. Fast forward till now, the community is filled with healers, therapists, coaches, guides, doctors, people that speak, people that coach individually, people that host workshops, people that are physical facilitators of health and well-being, energy healers. It's an amazing array of serving yourself, mind, body, spirit, and planet with all things wellness through amazing, amazing resources like yourself, Melinda. So that's kind of like in a nutshell. But of course, the entrepreneurial journey to get here is a whole nother conversation that we can have.
Your whole book series too. You know that, right?
Oh, you're not kidding. You're not kidding. And I'm going to wait to do that. I'll probably be doing, something around that as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to say too, and I haven't shared this with you yet, but I have shared it a little bit. I shared it in my book, but I share it a little bit with my audience. So some people may have heard this, but I manifested my husband too. And I was 34 and I was really sick and tired of everyone asking me why I didn't have a boyfriend. It was really like nails on a chalkboard. So I'm sure you can appreciate that. So to all the single ladies or men out there, put it out there, what you're looking for, and let it go. Let the universe have your back. And here's Anna's just another perfect example of how things can work out for you. So I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about the happiness book. There's 25 authors. I know I'm really lucky and spoiled that I was able to get a sneak peek because we were doing this podcast. So you were very kind in letting me have a sneak peek. And, you cover everyone, like the authors, I should say, cover everything from music to affirmations to reframing to cooking in the kitchen and how that brings people happiness. So share with us a little bit of your perspective on some of the chapters and the authors.
Oh, well, this was a really special project for me. I'm kind of following my intuition on how to release the many topics that we're going to be covering through these self-care books, because this was the kickoff to the series was the 25 tools for stress relief. Mm-hmm. And it literally changed my life to create this with the authors and the content. And then when happiness, obviously, because how crazy is it that we as a country went through all of these, through the political and social and everything that really was at the beginning of the year. We all just want to be happy, right? I mean, that's just what it is. So happiness, of course, as a resources for happiness, it's always a good time, but really, really, we really needed it now. So following my intuition, it was time to do the happiness book as book 2. And my personal transformation that goes along with this anthology is profound. As I read the stories, and this is what's really remarkable, and Melinda, you'll probably agree, reading the stories is actually more powerful than the tool, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I do love the stories. And you know what else too? I really like reading the author part where it's feature the author. Like I really like reading that too. So
Absolutely. Because as you and I know, we want to know who we're learning from. We want to know who's teaching us, who's sharing their story with us. And that's why this is like, each chapter is a perfect trifecta, if you will, between the storytelling of a personal journey or something that's personally created happiness for someone who's in this industry, for a professional. And then they're sharing their tool with you. So they're giving their personal story, because quite often we hear how, a coach or a guide can help us, but we don't know their personal story, for example. And here you get to know their personal story. You connect with them on a personal level and then say to yourself, well, that sounds like a really credible person because they've been there. And then they give you their tool. And then the wonderful thing is, oh my gosh, look at what they've accomplished and look at what they offer when you read that author box, like you said.
And it's very inspiring too. Like I love getting inspired from other people, especially when they've done all these different things in their life and their career. So yeah, so every story kind of starts off with the hardship, I would say. Is that how you would phrase it?
I would say 90% of the stories are a hardship. Some actually give background on the modality that person practices in, with real life examples with their clients, for example. But which is, especially when it's something more technical, like areology. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Birgit, she gives some examples of how the tool works on different levels through reading someone's eye. And that's something that I would want to get educated on, while other coaches go through their personal experience of animal communication and how the animals, oh gosh, who was that? That was, oh God, Kathy Jaron, where she had the horses come to her in a pasture. And that, oh my gosh, I get goosebumps just thinking about her story, because this is what it is. These stories affect you at an emotional level. I feel the feelings right now, although I can't recall the exact words. I feel the feelings of how it affected me. And I know who to go to in the chapter to connect with, to get to their tool, to connect with them. And that's the magic, I think, behind these. So yeah, 90%, I would say 90% are some hardship or something that the specific author and expert in the wellness world overcame. But some are just great stories of their life and just so inspiring. And you can literally just crack open this book to any chapter and just do that one chapter and feel like you've been flooded with a lifetime of wisdom, knowledge, and inspiration and direction and clarity for yourself.
Yeah. And I know I felt the same way with the first book on stress relief. When I read it, I was like, this is one of those books that you have on your bookshelf. And when you need some help, you just can pull it down, right? So I know I need to spend, and one of my favorite chapters from the first one, let me digress a little bit, was the one about earthing.
Yes.
And, even though I live in the Florida Keys, people are, oh, you must be outside all the time. No, I'm in front of my computer. And besides my morning walk, I do need to spend more time outside. So I loved that chapter because that's where I was in this fall, that space I was in of like needing to be outside more. So my point is that these books that you're building with all these amazing authors are tools you have, like a cookbook on your shelf that you can refer to time and time again. And that's what I think is also just so special about each book and the series as a whole.
Let me interject here. That chapter was written by J9, Divine J9, and she is a shaman and she's a sound wellness practitioner. And she just opened, actually she's opening on the 11th, how funny, our launch date. She's opening Body, Mind, Salt in Brooklyn, which is obviously a spa. So right there, it shows you that each of the people that are brought to you in these books are really practicing within their realm of expertise and offer true healing to someone. And this is why I love this because it literally is a trifecta within each of the chapters, and anyone can reach out to any of these people and really get full on support, one-on-one or group or through their practice that they can go to brick and mortar. So this is why I love these books, because it really is a deep dive into the resources that you need. If you really resonate with any of these people, they are just literally a phone call or a Zoom or, a live session or workshop away.
Wow, that is really cool. It makes me want to go to Brooklyn. So.
Oh, I'm going to be going, girlfriend. I am going to be going.
You?
I sure am. Sure am.
You have to post about that or share about it or something. That's so fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, float tanks and all. I cannot wait.
Wow, we used to have a float tank spa in the Keys. But yeah, people down here are a little different, so it didn't last. But I do believe in it, so that's why I thought it was cool. So, I want to read this paragraph that just is so compelling because it does sum up where I think the majority, I'm going to be bold and say that, of people are. And then when you read these books, you realize you're not alone. So it's in the foreword by Jennifer Tasker, who's amazing. She writes, life can get hard and messy sometimes, but it can also be humbling, raw, and beautiful. The best part is that we are all so much stronger that we give ourselves credit for. And when given a chance, you can live the happy life you deserve. I have the chills reading that. That's like incredible.
Yes.
But it's just so clear and beautifully stated. And I would highly doubt that there would be someone that didn't resonate with that, right? Because everyone has just different parts of our lives that are challenging and everyone's different. And then they end up working out and we all end up kind of finding happiness and going along, but you also have to be in that space and try to get there too. So I loved it.
Thank you for mentioning that. And Jenny, of course, is part of our core team of support at the Wellness Universe. And when she said yes to writing the foreword, I was elated because I know Jenny has been one of the most inspiring people. I surround myself with inspiring people and invite people to join my team on a core level who are truly walking their talk and inspiring, as well as, understand the mission and vision of the Wellness Universe and are dedicated to it. But Jenny has been with me for 6 or 7 years since the beginning. And every day she shows up with a positive attitude. And when you read the foreword, you'll understand she has a very, very rare autoimmune disease. She was even, I think it was 3 years ago, in the hospital. She was in the hospital frequently. And this one time they were even preparing to read her last rites. That's how debilitating her condition can be. But yet she shows up every day on just this high, I'm here to serve, I'm here to help you and support me, our staff, the Wellness Universe, and all of our members. And she just shows up every day with a smile. She's positive. She is a living light. Like, she's just a light. And so thank you for bringing Jenny up and sharing that, because truly these aren't just words. This is her in her foreword, and it will be inspiring. And you're right. Everyone can relate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I hope that someone hears this message and, hopefully buy the book, but even if you don't, you just hear this message and know that, there's people out there, they're really struggling, but still, like you just said, show up every day with a positive attitude and decide to be happy and figure it out. So that's amazing. Another thing I just want to say, because it's so powerful, and I'll probably use this as a quote somewhere, and is enough. I deserve happiness. And if anyone remembers anything, remember that, when you wake up in the morning, if you're not on the right side of the bed, enough is enough. It's like the Donna Summer song.
Yes, I remember.
It's such a great song. So yeah, it's just, you have to find the power within yourself and know that, we can all find the happiness in something, and some people are struggling to get there, but I strongly believe that we can all figure it out. So this book really helps people, and I love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd love to share with the audience, whether it's a tip, a tool, an affirmation, whatever your heart desires?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to share with the audience that, I hope that everyone picks up this book and gets real value out of it and has the time, if they've received anything from any of these books, the stress relief book or the happiness book, to leave a review on Amazon, because that obviously inspires others, because everyone's unique experience with the books and how it's transformed their lives. We need to hear those words, because those are the most powerful, compelling, and moving and transformational words for other people to be inspired, because we could talk all day long, right? I mean, I'm the author. Of course, I'm going to endorse my own book, but it's the words of others that are, profound and will hit home for those who need this badly in their life. And it's for all of us. We were all born happy. We were programmed to be unhappy over time, taught what to believe, told what to believe, told how to act. All of these false expectations that have been put on us and that we have embodied don't belong to us. They don't belong to us. And it's time for us to give them up and over. And you need to release those and make the room to truly be happy. But how do we do that? Where do we start? Where do we go? What do we use? How do we implement it? And are we worthy? And my answer to that is, yeah. You're so worthy and you so deserve it. And you deserve to be that 2-year-old with not a care in the world anymore. Have that inside of you as you go through your day. Yeah, we're adults and we have our responsibilities, but have that inspiration, that childhood light inside of you to guide you, that, you know what? It's about the experience that I'm having with life. And I want to experience a good life, and I want everything to put a smile on my face, and those are the things I think that, as far as a last thought goes, that just know, listener, if you really, for some reason, have been running and hiding from what you want to truly experience because you feel in some way, shape, or form everyone else is in line in front of you, or that you don't deserve it, or who you think you are, I'm here to tell you, you deserve it and you need it. And we need you to be happy, because you're the one that's going to inspire the rest of the world to be happy. And therefore, push that needle, create that ripple, affect another, so that we all come together as humanity happy. And that leads, of course, to world peace, which is my ultimate mission.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you. It's beautiful. And yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm speechless. So just to remind the audience, I will put everything in the show notes, is the book comes out on February 11th. And if you're listening to this in another year, 2021, on Amazon, and you can obviously buy the other self-care one as well. So the Wellness Universe Guide to Complete Self-Care. The first one was stress relief. Sorry about that. And then the new one that's coming out February 11th is happiness. And again, I'll put all of this in the show notes. And how would you like them to get in touch with you if they wish to reach out?
Sure. Well, anyone can reach out to me by emailing me at Anna, just ANNA, at thewellnessuniverse.com. Thewellnessuniverse.com is obviously the base camp for our resources. And I want to mention that we're having an amazing, because you mentioned music before, we're having an amazing launch party on Facebook. And we're going to be doing the launch party live at 10 a.m. But if you show up at 9:45, you're going to be exposed to some amazing, since you mentioned it before, music by Valerie Romanoff, who wrote one of the chapters, along with Shannon Holtz, who wrote another chapter, who happened to be on a Bravo reality show. So if you read her chapter, you're going to read more about her background with that. And Valerie is a lifelong musician and producer of music, a fantastic. They've created some exclusive music just for the launch of this book. So that's all going to take place on my Circles of Inspiration Facebook page. All 25 authors are going to pop on a Zoom call at 10 a.m., but 9:45, we're going to kick it all off with a big dance party music session with Valerie and Shannon playing their music. So I'm really excited about that. So that's important if you want to have a little break in your morning and start off your day right, that's going to happen on the morning of the 11th, on February 11th. And if you missed it, it's going to be a Facebook Live, and you can watch the recording afterwards on Circles of Inspiration on Facebook.
Oh, that is so cool. I didn't know that. That is
surprise.
Yes, it is a really cool treat, because music just can truly change your whole mood, disposition, can elevate you. That's really cool how that all ties together. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Cool. And then also too, I forgot to mention this teeny little nugget here. You definitely want to connect with Anna, because she's not stopping on these books. So
certainly not.
Yeah. So if you wish to connect with her for the future, that's a great thing too. So
yeah, for sure. Thank you for mentioning that. We're going to be doing a book every 4 months, and each one will have a different theme to it. And I just want to drop a little hint. Actually, by the time this airs, the application is going to be live. And if you're interested in being part of one of these series and, getting your voice out there into the world into a big, brave way, please connect with me and I'll guide you to the application, because we only have 25 slots. And if you can empower people to be higher achievers in life, then you probably want to be part of our next book. That's all I'm going to say about that.
That's a good little hint. Hint. I love it. So that's very cool. Well, thank you so much for joining me. And this was an amazing podcast. I really appreciate the conversation and your books and Wellness Universe. And I will put everything again in the show notes, including a link for the Wellness Universe. So you can check that out too, and hopefully become a member. And like I said, it's a really awesome community. So thanks again.
Thanks, Melinda. Appreciate you so much. Thanks everybody for listening.